like there's muscle atrophy. If you don't use your muscles, those who are wheelchair bound, their legs are like skinny, like sticks, because they don't use their legs or their muscles. Even in like farm cattle raising, it said that for horses, they have to be regularly let loose and run. If not, this energy, they keep chewing on the wooden fences. They keep chewing because of that excessive energy. So to maintain a good breed of horses, they have to let loose and then run. So Dharma is this, it helps channel the nature, the energy of the consciousness in the right way. So for human, you'll never see a human who's completely free and who's sane. Now, have you seen a bum on the street who's sitting all day, has no duty, and he's like perfectly... So if one doesn't engage in any kind of activity, especially prescribed occupation duty, then one goes crazy. So it's really interesting of how Dharma really helps channel our consciousness in the right way, depending on what situation we are in, calamity or our daily duties or parabhakti. Dharma is an essential nature. So anyway, maybe I'll conclude this monologue here. If there's any reflections, anything you want to add, yes, or...
Talking about Apadharma, and like you gave the example of eating meat, and I also remember there was Madhav Maharaj, one of Prabhupada's disciples, he was like going to go set up some intense like preaching things for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. And it was a Ekadasi on the day he had to travel there. And so, I don't know, some devotees were like, worried about it or something like that. And he wasn't sure of doing this. Like, so he was going to delay the traveling for like another few days or something, to the next day or something. But then Bhaktisiddhanta was like, no, even if you have to eat rice, like, to be able to go do this, to do it.
On Ekadashi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard.
But then I've heard also some devotees in ISKCON, like they'll just have chapatis on Ekadasi and say like, let's do my service. So it's like, there's a difference between when there's a very authoritative, strong spiritual figure that clearly can ascertain the situation, and then our own desire just to take things a little easy and not take it seriously.
Yeah, I heard something similar in one class about Bhaktisiddhanta, that he came to a temple room and devotees were fasting whole day on Ekadashi, and they were half dead doing their japa. And he asked the devotee what's going on, and he said they're fasting and Bhaktisiddhanta said, give them prasadam right away and engage them in service, So I was reminded of that point you made. Any other points, bro? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to add on what you say about Dharma. Without Dharma, it's for me, it's like a converter of energies. There's so many energies in the world of Krishna, right? So many potency. But through Dharma, we basically convert all those potencies into divine energy, which gives us intellect and the divine guidance. Versus somebody who doesn't do Dharma, turns into being a really bad person, or a gangster, or an atheist. And I think that you miss out on the purpose of life, really. Right? There's different levels of bliss. So through Dharma, you can reach basically the highest heaven of bliss. Yeah.
It's technically called Yukta Vairagya, exactly what you're describing. You utilizing all the energies of Krishna in his service.
Yeah, it's just basically converters. That's it. Through Dharma, you convert energies.
Really nice point. I like that perspective. You convert. You engage your energies, like you were saying, Yukta Vairagya. You engage your energy in Krishna's service. And yes, bro. Yeah, it's fascinating how this excess energy, freedom is a really scary concept for human beings. If there's too much freedom, then a person goes crazy. You can never give too much freedom to anyone, because as human beings, with freedom comes a choice. You can choose how to act, and every act also has a consequence. So it's really scary for human beings to be confronted with too much freedom, and it's
Because they don't have the Dharma converter.
Exactly.
Those energy builds up over time. You're a time-bound ticket. So it's not going crazy.
Yeah, for animals, freedom is no problem. They can be sitting all day, they don't freak out. Dogs, I use this example a lot when I speak. Dogs, they don't freak out thinking, oh my God, I gotta send my kids to school, how am I gonna plan, and I'm just wasting. They can just sit the whole day, like horses, for example, I've seen outside Central Park. They just stand with the blinders, and they're just standing, that's it, like this, for hours. I'm thinking, what is the animal thinking? Nothing, they're just simply standing like this. Imagine a human is simply standing like this and not doing, you just freak out, right? So too much freedom for human beings can be a really scary concept. Humans are not meant to be free, just all freedom, complete freedom. Of course, in devotional service we understand actual freedom is engaging in Krishna consciousness. And that's the four regulative principles of freedom. Is when you engage in Krishna service, then you're actually free. Free from what? Not from the engagement of the soul, free from the external dictations of material energy. So freedom can be achieved from material energy. But complete freedom, not from serving, even Krishna can never be achieved. You have to choose. You can either serve material energy or Krishna. Yeah.
And through Dharma, actually in psychology, we tend to attract the things that we think about. So Dharma is basically a setting, right? A virtual setting where the mind cloud of religious beliefs that all religions share in this verse that really states. We put that in common, and we're attracted to the same people, the same thoughts. The same principle of who God is through Dharma. So if we don't have Dharma, we kind of we have nothing. So what I'm saying is we attract to the things that we have in common with other people. So if we don't have Dharma, then you're not really attracting the other people with Dharma, devotional service into the Lord. So then you ask for where do you end up being, especially for me, in a homeless shelter, this is very important for me because, there's so many different types of people, different types of beliefs, different types of energies. And so, if I don't have Dharma, I'd be lost, in the midst of all these thoughts, all these consciousness. But with Dharma, we can all relate in every religion, it's the supreme principle, as this verse states today, that's what relates all these religions. It's not that the word religion, but it's through Dharma. And through Dharma, it's a common thought that we all have in common, so we attract to each other in devotional service.
Really nice point. I like what you mentioned. You attract what you think about? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
His Grace Vaishnav Prabhu says something similar. He says, where attention goes, energy flows. So it's important to channel our energy in the right direction. Where attention goes, energy flows. Is there any other points?
What is the supreme Dharma?
What is the supreme Dharma?
Yeah.
You mean, I'm trying to understand, is any specific context you're asking, or just in general, what is the supreme Dharma? So I think we discussed this, right? The supreme Dharma, Savaipam Samparo Dharma, is that which Yayatma Suprasidhati. Is to understand what is supreme Dharma, is that thing which completely satisfies the soul is the Paradharma. And were you there when we were discussing the same point that
No, yeah, I was there, but I'm just saying you can end on that point. You can say.
Gotcha. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. So a nice point to end on is, what is the Paradharma? It's Yayatma Suprasidhi, which is service to Krishna, devotional service to Krishna. That's it? Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.